The music you're hearing right now was created by AI. Hi, my name is Juan Carlos Piñeros and I'm very excited to teach you how you can also generate music using AI, specifically the Magenta Transformer Model. And don't worry if you don't have any idea about Magenta or AI in general. By the end of this course, you will have created an original piano snippet with machine learning. Best of all, you will use the music you want as the generator of the AI. And I'm not assuming any prerequisites here. If you can surf the internet, you will be able to take this course. I will briefly describe the models you will use without going into the details and the math behind them, just as when you use any modern device without knowing everything that happens behind the scenes. So, without further ado, let's start the fun with creativity and AI. I divided this course into 3 modules. In the first module, I'll introduce Magenta. Then you will learn about onsets and frames, a Magenta model that allows you to convert raw audio music into MIDI. I'll explain you also why this is important. And finally, in the last module, you will create a piano snippet using yet another model from Magenta called Music Transformer. Exciting, right? Before moving on, I want to say some words about Colab, the product you will be using for this course. Colab is a great product from Google that will allow you to run Python code in the browser. And you'll be working with Colab because it gives you a standard, ready-to-use environment that requires no setup. And besides that, it gives access to Google computing resources and you can use it for free. So, if you're watching this video somewhere else, please go to the URL in the description that takes you to the Colab that you and I will be using through this course. Finally, you need to know how to run a cell in Colab. Here, I will show you 2 options. For both, you need to click on the cell you want to run, and then you can either click on the play button on the left or press Shift plus Enter. Let me show you how to do this in a live demo. In this first demo, I'll show you the Colab we're going to use in the course and some general information about Colab. First, please go to Edit and then select Clear All Outputs so you don't see any old information. And you can also change your runtime so it runs faster by going to Runtime, change runtime type, and please select GPU. Then click on Save. At the beginning, you're going to see some general information about the Colab, then the table of contents so you can navigate easily, and you can also find the table of contents here on the left. And each lesson is divided into the following parts. It has a video where you can see the information about the lesson. It has a reading where you can find more information about the content. It has a quiz, and please complete the quiz before moving on to the next lesson. And it has a code assignment, or to do the quiz and the code assignment, you need to know how to run a cell. So in Colab, there are 2 types of cells: the text cells, like these ones, and the code cells, like these ones. And you will know if it's a code cell if it has this play icon on the left. To run a cell, please go to the cell, and then you can click on the play icon on the left, or you can press Shift plus Enter. So now you can see the outcome of the cell. And that's also how you need to run the cells in the quiz. For instance, you can select here an answer, and after selecting your answer, please run the cell. Finally, you need to set up the Magenta environment. For that, please go to the cell where it says Setup in Environment in the lesson 0. Click on that cell, and then click on the play button. And you're going to see a lot of information, and it's normal. I know it's intimidating if you are not familiar with coding, but it's just doing some things that we need. It's copying some information, installing some dependencies, as you can see here in the information of this cell. After it's done, you will see some errors, but you can ignore them. So let me show you. So it took some time, and now it's done, and you can see that it's done because it's not spinning anymore, and you can see that it's showing a lot of information
but don't worry, it's normal. And once again, if it says an error or an info or a warning, please ignore.
First, what is Magenta and why should you care? Magenta, as explained in the docs, is an open source research project exploring the role of machine learning as a tool in the creative process. Let's break this down. It's open source, so anyone can inspect, modify, or enhance the source code. It uses machine learning, which is an application of artificial intelligence that allows systems to learn without being explicitly programmed, and it has to do with creativity. Indeed, Magenta has smart tools for both musicians and artists. I'll be focusing on the music part of Magenta, but please don't forget that it has also tools for arts. In the Magenta's models related with music, you can provide an input, which could be a MIDI file or an audio file, and I'll talk about this in the next video, or even no input at all. And then Magenta will use one of its models, and as an output, you can get different cool things. For instance, a piano transcription, a continuation of the melody you gave as an input, blend snippets of music, or you can even generate music from scratch, add groove to your music, and much more. For this course, you will explore how to transcribe a piano snippet and how to generate music having an input as a seed generator. Once again, don't worry if this doesn't make sense to you right now. I'll show in detail how to do it in the coming videos. I know I covered a lot of information in this video, and I'll explain in more detail some of the concepts I talked about. So here I just want to summarize the most important things you need to remember before moving on to the next video. And that is a high-level understanding of what Colab is and Magenta, how to run a cell in Colab, and why these tools can help you in the creative process. I'll see you in the next video, where you will apply your first Magenta model, onsets and frames.